Snapshot transit report. Brother, I appreciate you. Let's talk about Mercury and Sagittarius. Okay. Mercury and Sagittarius is definitely the Ascension protocol of our brain processing function that's going to help us see through not only just the bullshit, but into infinity and beyond. This is really cool because it will be sextiling Venus going through your second, third house. And this is what's going to polish the expression of not only your social skills, but how you apply this beautiful expression and artistic expression of your ideas and ideals. And with this polishing of the direction you take it, aid in the perceptual heightening of the quality of what you process, perceive, see. And it's definitely going to give you a lot to explore with this adventurous process of your mindset, which of course is the first thing to look through at it. It's going to be going through your fourth, fifth house, integrating a lot of what through Scorpio season you have finished activating and began to put all together, enabling to take what it is your brain will be plugging in relative to everything over the past 6 months that will be showing you the higher meaning of such experiences and will enable you the creative outlet to actually begin developing your mind around your talents. I look at this as like with Venus going through your third and Mercury going through your fifth, this is like getting inspired to write a new song, right? And then once we're in Sagittarius season, you actually record that song, right? And then once Venus is in Sagittarius, you actually perform that song. Okay, so Mercury, if anything, is like having you be inspired with this analogy of a song by writing a song during this period. Mercury in the fifth is going to really creatively stimulate you relative to a lot of how creatively you could express the wisdom of this vision and sight. Okay. And that's where you actually having Moon, Mars, Pluto, and Chiron in Sagittarius is what will, with Mercury and its transit, stimulate these natal aspects as you already have ascended soul understanding as a vessel of the god of war and the lord of the underworld. And it doesn't hurt that Chiron is here too to have you be receptive to this ascended healing. All right, cool. There is going to be that square to Neptune. You know, as air signs, as celestials, a lot of how we communicate really can rub a lot of people the wrong way, especially Gemini and Aquarius. Libra's different because they are social, so they know how to speak pro agenda. They know how to, speak the language of the social dynamics, and most of them will fold. Gemini and Aqua are not folding. So here's the thing. And it depends. It depends. And no offense to Libra. Not every Libra is going to fold. You have some very, very, very powerful Libras who do not play that shit. But like with the Pisces square, right? This is what's going to bring to the focus a lot of how what you say in its seemingly wild nature, and its seemingly extra raw nature, and its seemingly passionate nature can really go against the collective narrative elements. You know, a lot of people have their philosophy. We're still coming out of that bridge where like people really believe their version and understanding of God comes from a book. You feel me? So like, and not just one religion. So like there is still that whole notion of people like having to compare their understanding of what their text or their religion or what their belief says, whereas you representing this ascended celestial knowledge as royalty are the principles of this Christ light, of this facet of how it is. You literally with Uranus and Neptune provide this knowledge with the courage of Leo, right? This is what's going to help you see through a lot of these narratives, through a lot of the fallacious nature of these narratives, with people begging the question, with people really just playing contrarian because they don't like you saying the message, right? And that's not, it doesn't once again have to be you versus everybody, but that's, I think, one of the most significant parts of this transit relative to the Saturn 0 degree in Pisces square. That now that it's going direct is immediately once again influencing the comfort you have with these higher perspectives and how creatively you can draw that feeling in order to add more to your talent. Heal with Chiron through your talent. Okay. That's really the vibe I'm getting with Mercury and Sag. You're going to creatively have the courage to say things that people are going to be like, you didn't mean to say that, right? And you're going to be like, bitch, I did. You're no nonsense. You're not apologizing. It has the potential to make people uncomfortable because now you're actually not holding your tongue, where maybe for a long time you've only given grace. You've held your tongue. These people may have felt that your grace was really just a period of weakness. You know how idiots do. They mistake kindness for weakness because they don't really have the capability to really think logically at all. They're smart deficient. And so, this is going to be quite frightening for people who realize that you really truly are no nonsense. And I really want to emphasize that because Chiron in Aries, that will also be trining this near your Venus, will fuel a lot of that courage in your attitude and dealings with others. Remember, the South Node is unlocking this social value of your attitude so that you can transform the authenticity as an Aquarius sun you speak your message and attitude with. And this is where, a lot of people, they are fearless until it comes to disappointing other people and looking a certain way towards other people. And it's not, you have the best of both worlds. It's not like you don't entirely care what other people think, and it's not like you're wanting to be like this menace that's just like the classic Aries bad guy. But at the same time, you don't give a fuck what other people think. And like if you have to be, you will not hesitate in the pursuit of maintaining your integrity and freedom. All right. Either way, that Saturn on the MC is a point of, grounded liberation. So this is really the integration portion from Sag to February in Aqua that's going to prepare to harvest from, of course, February to August of 2024. All right. And as you think that this is integrating through the Mercury transit, how creative you can express this talent that you have recently evolved, this will definitely add much more coming into the Capricorn portion of how extremely and intensely you're going to integrate such incredible power. All right. So with that being said, yeah, I think this will definitely be one of the more fun transits. The sun is going to be, of course, finishing off a Scorpio right now. So now that it's new, as it's going to be activating and integrating before the full moon, by the time it gets into Aries, the sun is going to be in Sag. And of course, that's going to be right on your Mars, square Saturn. So Mercury, that's going to be a bit farther along in Sagittarius, will now aid to the awareness of the Nate being. I'm so sorry. It's like I literally have visions of you just rolling your eyes, just sick of people's shit. Let me rephrase that. I don't see you like sick of people's shit around you. Like I think more than ever you've connected with so much more amazing people who are aligned with you, and that's amazing. This is just really just in general, like just like people who take a lot of that grace for granted, right? And like this Mercury is just going to have you go off. Like the Mercury and Sag can really spice up one's, speech. You feel me? And you do have Venus and Aries, so you got that fire too. And it's going to, and I think that's what's going to really change a bit how people connect with you when they realize that you really could just flamethrower somebody with just your words and like roast master them and incinerate them. And with the same amount of passion, you can literally speak life into an entire collective. And I think that's another facet of this where the Mercury and Sagittarius will really innovate a lot of how a lot of your thoughts and certain things that you say are directly to the collective itself, unlike anchored in an individual physical body or certain individuals who channel the collective. You're speaking mostly directly to the collective, which responds to you through individuals and social, influences or social groups, right? And in being able to understand the sight and vision of the knowledge of what and who you're collecting to, sometimes this can enable you to also connect with that negative projection of the collective unconscious that could represent all the myriad of beliefs that go against what you believe. And like the way you're going to be laying the smackdown might literally look like David slaying Goliath. It's just, I feel like as a ascended celestial, you are a bit of a giant yourself. I don't think there's anything small about you. And this is what this fifth house transit, especially with the sun here, will most definitely ascend and change. So with that being said, with Chiron here, especially as Mercury gets closer to Chiron, this is going to very much trigger, especially because Chiron is in Aries, the nature of how this will really trigger an ascended cycle of one healing, but also a complete breakthrough, really, of how you utilize this level of alchemy will do a lot to, one, spice up your creative talents, and two, more than ever, make you aware of how powerfully you heal others with said creative talents. We also don't want to forget Jupiter, 1 degree Gemini. That's also something that with the beginning of the transit square 0 degree Saturn will buffer the nature of how, of course, intense such a square like this is, with the expansion of truth and insight that will enable you to very much so express the truth that it is that you need to really experience and be expressed, especially with Neptune in Aquarius, that with the sextile of Mercury to your Mercury and to your Uranus makes hypercharged the quality of knowledge that it is you not only claircognizantly express, but that sextile and connection is what's going to ascend the brain processing to help you tap back into the feeling of what's happening above and beyond reality, so that you can immediately gain the knowledge. It's like, as Mercury will show you it, your aqua energy already knows. And that's going to be quite the vigorous tag team here. And yeah, that's really all I gotta say for the majority of this. This, in a lot of ways, is a very amazing fifth house development. And because this is 11th house from your Aquarius sun, a lot of what that's going to facilitate will really have a lot to do with the nature of how this creative talent you will be breaking through puts you around all the people who belong with you, and really brings to the next level the social circle or collective ascended level of friendships, and of course rewards in career from that Scorpio transit, to show you how much more you can do with this. And coming into the Capricorn transit, what exactly to do with this and how to transcend this integration of incredible habits that will now, of course, empower and strengthen the magical talents and abilities you are quite literally ascending. You stay blessed as always, and until next time.